What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video I am going to be ranking every single or all 5 Percy Jackson books from the first series. So this is just going to be the first series, and then I think next week we'll do the Heroes of Olympus series. So this one's just going to be the Percy Jackson and the Gods of Olympus series. And the next week I'll do the Heroes of Olympus, and then next week after that I think I'll do the Kane Chronicles or something like that, and then we'll keep on going for 6 weeks. And at the 6th week, I'll just rank them all collectively. But in this week's video, we are just going to be ranking the first 5 books. So just ignore these later 5 Heroes of Olympus. I just couldn't find a tier list with only the first 5 books in it. But yeah, let's just do this. Now remember, if you guys like these videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, as it does help a lot. And yeah, I think we should start from bottom up. So coming in last place for me is going to be the Sea of Monsters. Now this book is it's a fine book, I guess. I mean, all of these books are really good, like in the series. That's what makes like the whole collective series so good. But I think the Sea of Monsters is definitely the weakest among the books. So first of all, I want to say the good. So they brought Thalia or Talia. I have no clue how to say her name, but yeah, they brought Talia. I'm just gonna say Thalia because that's what I usually say. Yeah. So they brought Thalia Grace back at the end of this book. I thought that was a nice twist, you know, like because the whole book is leading up to they're gonna save her tree because they're gonna get the Golden Fleece. And then you find out, oh wait, the Golden Fleece healed her way too well, and then it actually brought her back to life. Also, this book introduced us to characters like Tyson and Blackjack. Well, we didn't know it was Blackjack, but yeah, they introduced us to Blackjack, who are like really good characters in like the later books. So it introduced like the groundwork for those characters as well. And also, I like the twist at the end where he actually gave Clarice the fleece to get back, and basically just stalled for time. So that she could actually be the hero because it was her quest, and it shows Percy's humility, which also ties in nicely with Percy and Annabeth's talk of hubris, where you see on full display that Percy's fatal flaw is not hubris, because he, just like Clarice, finished the quest all on her own without any of his help. But like right, this is still a good book, but I feel like this plot is it's the worst out of all of them. Also, you know, they didn't like the fake death thing with Tyson, where like, you know, they didn't really explain it too well. It was just like, oh yeah, he's a Cyclops, of course he can survive it. I also don't really get Luke's plan here. So like, I mean, so you let Percy and Annabeth go so that you could like follow them to Prometheus. Like, I don't understand why he let them go. Like, why couldn't you just kill them there and then just go after the fleece? I mean, all he knows is that Clarice is just out there sailing by herself. So like, you know, I mean, good odds that she's gonna fail by herself. So like, why not just kill them? Clarice can get the fleece, and then you'll get the fleece. And I know he said that he was gonna give the fleece to them after Thalia got it, So after he used it for Kronos, he was going to use it to heal Thalia. But like, why do you take that risk? Why not just go after the fleece yourself? Instead you make, I suppose like you make Percy and Annabeth do all the hard work, and then they wash up in Miami where you ambush them or something like that. But like, your ambush didn't work. So like, why don't you have this whole army of monsters on board. Why don't you just go get the fleece yourself? Like, pretty sure all your monsters can overpower one Cyclops and a flock of sheep. So that's just something that I have an issue with in this book. Like, Luke just should have gone to the island himself. So yeah, I don't really get that. But overall, it's a really good book, though it is coming in last place because, you know, all of these books are really good. Okay, coming in 4th place is going to be the Lightning Thief. So I'm one that does not buy into this whole thing of, oh, it started it all, so, you know, it must be the best. Like, the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone is the best Harry Potter book because it started it all, or Iron Man's the best Harry Potter, or no, not Harry Potter, MCU movie because it started it all. Like, no, it's not. Like, sequels are allowed to be better. That's why you write sequels, to improve on your story. So, yeah. Now, as I said earlier, like, I like all of these books, really, really, like, a lot. So, yeah, but The Lightning Thief is one of these books where it seemed like, or it seems like, to me at least, Rick Riordan was still trying to find out how he's gonna structure this, this series, and, like, totally how he's going to write the series, and still trying to figure out, like, and flesh out how he's going to express all of his ideas onto the book pages. And because of that, like, I don't know, like, the pacing is a little bit inconsistent. Also, I feel like this book probably has the second worst plot. I mean, like, so really what it comes down to in all these books is the plots, because Rick Riordan does an amazing job, like, what's it called? Like, expressing and implementing all of his plots. I don't know, the words escaping me, but yeah, he does a really good job just like fleshing out his plot on the screen, on the big screen, so, or on the pages. So it's really just like which plot is the best, because he maximizes the plots to its fullest potential. But yeah, anyways, I don't feel like The Lightning Thief, I mean, it's a very good introduction to the series, but it kind of feels like more of an elementary way of writing compared to these other books, and definitely like the other books later on down the line. But overall, it's a really good book that like ties its loose ends up nicely. I like the twist at the end where they reveal that, you know, Luke is actually the traitor that the prophecy has been referring to, and you get this like nagging, who's going to be the prophecy? Is it going to be Annabeth? Is it going to be Grover? I mean, those are like his only two friends, and they're on the quest with him, so like one of them's got to betray him, right? And then no, he goes back and he finishes the quest, and no one betrayed him, and then, you know, there finally someone betrays him, and the prophecy comes true, and then, I mean, he almost dies. Now, I kind of feel like that he should have died there. Not that I'm complaining that Percy didn't die, but being honest, like, that assassination attempt should have worked. Like the Naiads, he said that like the poison would kill him in under a minute or something. So how are the Naiads able to rush him all the way over to the big house, and then they're able to figure out like a fix for him in under a minute? Like, I don't like what if Chiron wasn't at the big house? What would happen then? Oh, and I just realized I said Chiron, not Chiron. Oops, my bad. Yeah, but anyways, The Lightning Thief comes in at 4th place. Again, a really, really, really good book. Okay, coming in at number 3rd place for me is going to be The Battle of the Labyrinth. So this book, it has like a lot more action than the first two books. The first two books were kind of light on action, so to say. Mostly because they were just shorter than the rest. I actually don't know if they were shorter, but you know, the books are pretty short, so you don't really get that much action in it. But the Battle of that Labyrinth gave us so much action. So first of all, you got the opening games where, or no, actually first off, you got the high school, and then you got the war games with the Scorpions. Like, you also got the Telkins at the Mount St. Helens or whatever the volcano was. I mean, you got basically the first battle of the Titan War, so you got that in this book. So you got a lot of action. Unfortunately, I feel like the pacing is a bit off because, I mean, for one, they basically go through their quest twice. Like, so they go into the labyrinth once, and then, you know, Percy, Annabeth, and then Grover and Tyson, they split up. And then, you know, you got the St. Helens scene where he blows it up and then he lands on Calypso's Island. So, and then you got a break from the action there. And then when he goes back, they bring Rachel along and then they go again into the labyrinth. So you're seeing basically the same quest fold out 2 times. It's just that on the second time they actually have, well, they're actually prepared to do like what they need to do. Also, I feel like there were like a lot of preventable ways to stop Kronos from rising. I mean, if he needs the pledge from Ethan Nakamura, then why don't you just Percy, like, you're invisible. Why don't you just knock him out, huh? And then you can kill the other 2 Telkins. I mean, you killed 1,000, more than 1,000 of them on the volcano. Like, why can't you just kill the 2 of them there? You know, and then you can just take the scythe and then just run all the way back. Luke will probably just die or anything, something like that, because like because the rising of Kronos wouldn't be complete, and then boom, crisis solved. But no, you had to just stand there and try to talk Ethan down while you just could have knocked him in the head. Like, come on, Percy, come on, man. I feel like the first or the end battle was really good, and it kind of just gave you like a preview of what is going to happen in the next book, The Last Olympian, which is, it's just the first battle of the Titan War. It's just, oh yep, this is going to happen. Like, you're going to get a battle even better than this in the next book. But I feel like it does a lot of good moving the plot forward to where it needed to be. Kronos rose, and then all of that stuff, and then like the Titan War started and all that stuff, so that we can segue nicely into the final book. But the ways that you got there, like, again, so many problems with how Kronos, like, oh god, why can't you just knock him in the head, man? Like, oh god. Yeah, and also like the pacing, don't really remember if I said this earlier, but like the pacing is just all wax in this book, but the action lifts it up above the other 2 books, and it comes in at number 3. So number 2 is going to be The Last Olympian for me. I think this is the second book, or the second best book in the series. So this book is where you tie everything up. Annabeth and Percy finally get together at the end. Percy helps, was the leader, and then they won the Titan War and all that, and then you gotta see all the action and all the stuff that goes on within the Titan War. Also, you get a lot of loss in this book, which is something different, because really I don't think anyone like that's a character dies in the first 4 books even. I mean Luke, you can't count that as dying, but like, yeah, in this one Beckendorf dies, Selena Beauregard, or however you say your name, dies, and then even Luke dies at the end. So yeah, you got a lot of loss in this, which just, like, the stakes are raised to its max, and I feel like Rick Riordan executed it perfectly. Also, you kind of wrapped up the love triangle going on in between Percy, Annabeth, and Rachel, where Rachel becomes the Oracle, which, there was a lot of setup in this book that led to that final payoff. And yeah, this book just like is the absolute payoff of all the first 4 books that came before it, and I feel like it really delivered. But for number 1 for me is the Titan Curse. Oh, Bianca, D'Angelo, and Zoe Nightshade died in this book. So yeah, there were loss in this book, or there was loss in this book. Also, we get to see Percy just struggle we see Percy struggle to like formulate a plan, and then to get Annabeth back, and then we see, really the first time in this whole series that he is without Annabeth, and you can definitely see the repercussions, like he's just constantly butting heads with Thalia. Also, we get introduced to Artemis and Apollo, which were nice touches in this book, and also I feel like the final battle in this book might have been the best one out of all of them. First off, you got Percy stupidly charging at Atlas, but you know what? Here we go. Obviously, he loses. I mean, I kind of get where he's coming at, because, he beat the War God. Why can't he beat just a Titan? But no, he probably loses, and then he goes and takes the weight of the sky, which is just like, we know that is like a big deal, because it's even making Artemis like tired, and it definitely took a toll on Atlas, because we see him having to get like the neck strain or whatever. I don't know. He needs help with his like neck throughout the book. So we know that, yeah, this is like something that can affect gods and titans. And then here's Percy and Annabeth who are just holding it up. Also, we get introduced, like really properly introduced to Blackjack, and we get his Blackjack humor, the horse humor. And like really, I just feel like Rick Riordan balanced the pacing the consequences, the stakes, the action, and like the relationships in this book really well, and that is why it comes out for me as the best book in the series. So anyways, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you guys did, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Too easy!